Dog of the night, Nicolas Dalby says, "Oh, I closed as a plus 475 underdog against a 15-0, 2 UFC fights, non-stop finisher, doesn't know how to go 15 minutes, has only seen the third round twice in his career." All right, that's light work. Give it to me. AJ, I'm going to let you take over right here, man. You saw it in the film. We talked about it. We said if there is a live dog, you sprinkled $10 on Dalby, $20, $25. But you ran with it. So talk to the people, brother.
Folks, we were saying it even in the pre-show, but also in the lead up to this one. Dalby leaning on the veteranship mentality that he had, man, able to see the things that Bonfim was going to present and deal with them tactfully and deal with them very, very well. I won't lie to you, folks. The first couple rounds, the first couple minutes of each round definitely had me a little bit worried for Dalby. But the second you saw Bonfim's eyes open a little bit wider, take a little bit deeper breaths, I knew this was Dalby's game all day long, especially, man, knees from the clinch, looked beautiful, looked calculated in there. Again, I was saying it a couple times now for this show. Calculation really did show its face, and it looked really good for Dalby on that corner, Derek. What was one of the most impressive things for you for Dalby's performance?
It was really the mentality of it, man. He says, "I'm going to weather your storm. I'm going to take all the hardest shots that you can give." And it was kind of interesting because Bonfim cracked him a couple times on the feet and Dalby walked through him. So that's when I knew. I was like, we have problems here. Because if Bonfim is normally this marauder who is just smashing people, you know, a conqueror of sorts, right? And then you got a dude walking through you. And then you're normally the guy on the front foot. Now you're relegated to the back foot. Your back is against the cage. You're uncomfortable. You're trying to move. And this guy just is in your face no matter what you do. You saw him break live. You saw it happen. And that's when I said, okay, he's playing possum, but then when he starts throwing those big, fatigued uppercuts out of Street Fighter, Hadouken, you know, when he started throwing those ones, I was like, all right, these are Hail Marys right here at this point. Dalby cracked him with a couple more knees, broke him in Brazil in front of his home crowd. So that's how you know that it's not a matter of talent. It's a matter of when talent levels are equal or you have the determination to overcome that talent, what are you going to do then? And Nicolas Dalby showed us, once again, dog, simple. We keep underestimating this guy. Like I said, he'll lose the fights that you think he's going to win, and he'll win a lot of the fights you think he's going to lose. But this one, you just have to say shame on the odds makers for making Gabriel Bonfim close at like over minus 700, right? Do we learn from this lesson here, AJ? What does this mean for Nicolas Dalby? Like I don't want to say a title run. You beat a dude who got 2 fights in the UFC, but I'm just saying, like, where does this place him in the rankings now at this point? What do you think?
Yeah, that's funny, Derek, because the answer to your first question, did people learn from this performance of Nicolas Dalby? I think the hype might be a little more on his side, but still, folks, Nicolas Dalby does have those performances where, like Derek said, he wins the ones he shouldn't, he loses the ones he should, or he shouldn't lose as well. And he's in a weird state because he can have performances like he did against Bonfim, but he could also have the ones where he's just not pulling the trigger. So is Nicolas Dalby, you know, the next guy up for the title shot? Not at all. I don't think so. But I do think he's going to solidify himself more as that gatekeeper. And we're going to see more of these fights lined up for him where he's having to fight these young dudes coming in. Although, Derek, I don't want to take everything away from Bonfim because the speed and the aggression at which this dude does present does have a very big problem for a lot of the people in the division. It's just when you line him up against a guy that's seen it, I'm curious to see where Bonfim goes next. But as far as Dalby going next, man, I think they are going to line him up, maybe give him a little bit bump in the rankings, but I doubt he'll see much of a bump. But I do expect him to fight a lot of these new contenders coming out of, either a regional scene or contender series, even Dana White's, whatever you're looking for. He's going to be that guy fighting the new dudes, I think.
I just hope that people don't look at this as an anomaly because this is Nicolas Dalby's first finish since 2018. This is his first finish in the UFC. I mean, you got to think, man. He lost a decision to Tim Means, right? Lost to Jesse Ronson. That turned on to a no contest or whatnot, right? So it's like these are just kind of weird losses, but now you're beating up the Muslim Salikovs, Gabriel Bonfims, Claudio Silvas, Daniel Rodriguez, you know, so I think that we have a lot in store for Nicolas Dalby. This dude is really, really good. Gabriel Bonfim is good as well. But when you get your guy to your bread and butter, you get him to the ground, you get a couple takedowns, and you just couldn't really do much with it. I mean, he did beat up Nicolas Dalby, don't get me wrong there, but just a matter of you fight these chiseled veterans and you run into problems. Big, massive win by Danish Dynamite Nicolas Dalby. Let's go, man. And the plus 1,200 TKO ticket right there. I know you had a decision on this one, AJ, and the logic was flawless. Look at the track record, 1 million decisions on this man's record, but the finish, it almost made too much sense. When you break a man, you finish him, you get him out of there. All right.